an agreement with life for death. There are times when I will speak, think, process my death in every way very clearly. This is when I am processing everything in relation to myself. I look forward to death. I welcome death. This isn't at all suicidality or anything in that realm. The exact opposite. All who are terminal know exactly of what I speak. But we all tire of explaining it again and again to the living. So, I'll do it here, for the vast majority of us who feel this way. And I'll explain it simply, concretely, and concisely. So if there is any misunderstanding, it is deliberately done on your part. You are choosing to not understand, for you are so unwilling to listen to these thoughts. You instead close your mind, close your heart. That is your problem. That is something about which you must do some work. For death is a natural part of life, just like puberty. But death is far better than puberty. Fearing death makes as much sense as fearing the sunrise or the sunset. Fear of the inevitable has no effect on that which is inevitable. It just makes you miserable and to look the fool. Learn. Start counseling. Prepare for your death. And accept the inevitable in your life so you stop fighting it in the rest of the world. Now, on to the explanation. Acceptance of life is the foundation of looking forward to and for death. Some are now saying, huh? How can life acceptance have to do with anything of death? That's counterintuitive. No, it's not. When you accept your life, you accept your death, which is a part of life. Similarly, accepting pregnancy is recognition that it ends in childbirth. Yeah, so pregnancy is a nice state for some. For others, it should be its own form of birth control, for it is so horrible. But regardless of your course of pregnancy, it ends in one of the most painful and dangerous experiences of human life, giving birth. But then you have the beautiful baby. But to get to that baby, you have to pass through horrendous pain, terror, fear of death, and 16 of the most life-threatening conditions in every single birth. But the obstetricians just don't put it that way. But if you ask them, or any public health student, or even just look up all-cause death on the internet, you'll see that in the day, this one day of the woman's life, even just 6 hours of the woman's life, there's the greatest cumulative risks of death to her, starting the hours from the start of hard labor to 2 hours after the passing of the afterbirth, the placenta. The risk doesn't fall at all until 2 hours after, following the emergence of the placenta, as there are 7 common, 3 uncommon, and 16 rare conditions that occur up to 2 hours after the placenta is passed. All of these conditions are terminal to the mother. Half immediately kill the mother, regardless if there's a doctor and nurse close by. If they're in a hospital, she just dies. The other half will kill her unless there's immediate medical care. Why the hell are you telling me this? Because this is the acceptable risk you take whenever you get pregnant, whenever your daughter gets pregnant, whenever your granddaughter gets pregnant, every time, every woman. But the highest risk, 7 times higher, is living in the United States and being a white woman. The highest postpartum death rate in the world is to white Caucasian women living in the United States. It's 7 times higher than every single one of the third world countries. And it's exponentially higher than England, Sweden, Finland, Canada, and every other country equal to ours in trade. This is an acceptable risk to achieving a live baby. In the same way, accepting your life is accepting your death. And then, the next step is the acceptance, is then looking forward to it. It's the next phase of your life. You look forward to the baby despite the terror of being a parent. See? Already the denial of the childbirth. You're already looking beyond to see the child born and living. When terminal, we are looking forward to our next phase, welcoming it. But current phase really ain't too great. A quick reflection on medical care here. No one ever thinks of customer service when doing their 10th, 25th, or 58th IV placement of the day, or even the 100th vein puncture of the day. But as the customer, who could damn well do it herself better than you aren't doing it, and with a bit more attention to detail and care for my patient's humanity, dignity, and decency, how about you start to think about it or get a different job? We who have to get the IVs or all of these damn vein punctures placed weekly don't deserve your half-assed, inattentive, I want my break attempts anymore than the customer at Walmart would deserve that attitude. Difference being you are touching our persons. And your butt is in my face, and your bad attitude and bad breath too. Service, courtesy, look 'em up. I worked in medical care for 12 years. I do and can do phlebotomy. And every time I'm in hospital, I'm teaching somebody how to do it properly. So if the people in the Fairview system would get their asses off the bus and start to teach them properly, so I don't have to retrain every single class, I would certainly appreciate it. End of rant. For those of us who believe in God, who have a fabulous bonus to death, Him, we will be with Christ. Oh, I cry and rejoice when thinking of it. Oh, Lord, you will make me wait, and I will wait for you, obeying every one of your commands. For at the end of it, there you will be. I rejoice. I celebrate. We look forward to death because of you. We wish everyone could get beyond the end of these stupid mortal bodies. It's just another body. It is not us. It never was us. It was but the vessel that held us. But that is all. That which is me, my intelligence, my weirdness, my weather, my jokes, my knowledge about everything not pertinent, my spirituality, my everything, that is not in my body. That's in my spirit, and my spirit never dies. If you are righteous with the Lord, then your spirit lives on for eternity. He promises us that. I see and speak to spirits every day, and I have done for a very long time. When you are terminal, acceptance helps you to fight. It also gives you a bright hope of the future for when your treatment stops working. And oh, is that hope ever vital? If you can't understand this concept, you'll not understand how bloody vital this is. We need that bright hope of death and Christ for when the treatment fails, so that we can go on living. Otherwise, the person becomes suicidal. No one can live in a life in a hopeless status. You have nothing to hope for but death. You believe that death is just the end of everything. There is nothing after death. That person is not long for the world. But if they believe that death is just another part of life, and that the spirit continues, only the mortal, useless corporeal body dies. Ah, let's go. They've got to make plans. They've got to get ready. They've got to get their spirit prepared. We should always be preparing now. We're at an age where death will become a constant companion to all of you, as it has been for me these many decades. And preparing. Almost done. A few things left. You always leave a few things until the last moment, sort of like when you're packing your suitcase. Everyone, get your earthly life things done. Get your wills, testament of state, everything like that done now. You can update it or do 15 codicils like I know someone did. Her will was 44 pages long because she did a new codicil every Christmas. Then get the rest of you prepared. Do not wait. If you have children, you need a will. If you own a house, you need a will. If you have a dog or a cat, you need a will. If you love someone, you need a will, so you can say that one last goodbye. Peace of the Lord be with each of you always, and look forward to death so that you know that He's there. And if any of you know someone who is terminal, pray that they have that hope of Christ, the Lord, of the one true God being there for them now that the treatment has ended. For that one shining beacon of hope will carry them through the end.